This week, I'm going to show you step by step how to build the right team to scale your agency to $10 million plus. So here's why it matters. This 5 levels of leadership is the number one thing that will enable you to go from where you are today to above 10 million in agency revenue. Why? You want a system to be able to create more top performers and more leaders. So let's get into it. What we're going to cover today is what kind of team members there actually are in general. So there's 5 different types of people that you want on your team. And really, we need to understand how many of these we need in order to get to where we want to get to. So the composition of the talent that we need to win is actually what matters here. Now, this is really about the 5 levels of leadership, and it is a big deal, right? So at level 1, we have a highly capable individual. And don't worry, we're going to cover each one of these in great detail. Number 2, contributing team member. Level 3, competent manager. Level 4, effective leader. And level 5 is an executive, okay? And all of these things matter. And you may say to yourself, well, Nick, there's actually a level 0. And it's you're right. Highly capable individual is already a good contributing team member. And there are people that are not highly capable that are in our business that are trainees, maybe interns, whatever have you. They're not even at level 1 yet, but we're not going to talk about that because this is about the composition that we need in order to win. This is what the team members are. How this actually looks like is we go all the way from highly capable individual up to contributing team member, then we become competent managers, then we become effective leaders, and finally, some of us will over time become executives. And I'm going to break down what these things are individually and also what their role is in helping an organization succeed. I'm going to give away a bit of the punchline here right now and tell you that if your entire team consists of primarily competent managers, so all your managers are competent managers, and all of your non-managers are contributing team members, this will actually be enough to get you really, really far. In fact, you could probably build a solid $4 to $6 million business just by having level 3 people and level 2 people, and that's it, the entire company, right? However, if you do want to scale up to that $8 to $10 million plus level, you're going to need maybe 1 or 2 level 4 people. And then when you're getting closer to 10, you're going to need a level 5 person, because the punchline on level 5 is that this person can create level 4 leaders, right? So basically they are infinitely scaling because it's just a matter of time before they make more level 4s, and more level 4s create more level 3s, so on and so forth. Okay. So that is what we're really trying to do. But, what about level 1, 2, and 3? And what makes that so important? And why is that essential to basically scale up between say 100K in revenue per month, or even 50K in revenue per month, all the way to even 500K in revenue per month? And why can we just do level 2 and 3 to actually get there? I'm going to walk you through how this works and why by going through each level individually. So level 1, highly capable individual. Here are the benefits of this type of person. They demonstrate strong technical skills and knowledge. They contribute meaningfully to team goals. They build expertise in their field on an ongoing basis, meaning they take it upon themselves to learn, okay? The challenges with this type of person is that they lack leadership or team influence. They focus more so on personal tasks rather than team success. They are contributing meaningfully towards the goals, but only in as far as they are directly responsible for. They're really concerned about their own workload. They may struggle with delegation and collaboration because both of these things are very similar in scope. And really what we need to do to grow them into a level 2 is improve their teamwork and collaboration skills, seek opportunities to contribute beyond the individual tasks for this individual, and develop communication skills to work effectively with others. Said differently, a level 1 person is somebody who is hitting their targets consistently. okay? Their own personal targets. Now, how they're hitting their personal targets, that's a different story. They may be working in a way where they're basically like min maxing. They are maximizing their own ability to hit targets, potentially at the cost of others around them. Meaning they may cut corners on handoffs, meaning like the receiving party of that work has more work that they actually need to take on themselves. They may figure out certain shortcuts that are non-scalable to the rest of the organization and cause some challenges down the line from where they are, right? However, these shortcuts are basically enabling them to hit not only their target, but probably exceeding their target quite nicely for themselves. The problem with this is that like other people around them are suffering. And so this is why when I said at the beginning, we can win and even get to 5 or 600K per month just with level twos and level threes. I did not say level ones, twos, and threes. I said twos and threes. And this is going to become apparent as I go through level two, because really these challenges that we need to work on with this level one individual really are about more of a team focus as an individual contributor. Okay. Now, I also address that there is kind of like a level zero because this sort of assumes that people are either very close to hitting their own personal targets or they're actually meeting and exceeding their personal targets. And that's a prerequisite. Okay. So understand that when we move into level two, level one is a prerequisite, meaning like they are reasonably close to hitting their own personal targets and or exceeding their targets already. So level two is really about being a contributing team member. The benefits of this level: works well with others, enhances team performance, understands the value of collaboration, helps achieve team objectives effectively. So they're bringing all the stuff to the table from level one, and they're adding on these benefits from level two. Now, the challenges to get to the next level really is may struggle to take initiative beyond assigned tasks. So again, they are an individual contributing team member. They're not a manager. They're the type of person that it's like, you tell me what to do and I'll get that work done effectively in a team-based collaborative manner, helping others along the way as I do this work. I am thinking beyond myself to ensure that the work gets done effectively and that I'm not passing the buck to somebody else, but I'm still only really thinking about the task list that is assigned to me. These people generally lack the ability to lead or manage others because, again, they're good at collaborating, but they're not good at managing and delegation. And they focus on execution rather than strategy because, again, they have a task list to do and they're here to do it. And by the way, this isn't necessarily the wrong thing. Like having contributing team members across the board as non-managers, like it is really setting you up to win in your own organization. Okay. But how to grow to level three if these people are interested. And by the way, if they're not interested in management, having a level two is perfectly fine. And I know this seems easy, but getting a team full of contributing team members, level twos, is very difficult because you have to enable them all to hit target. And then they have to work in a way where they're enabling other people around them's target. Okay. But how to grow level three, they have to take responsibility for small projects and initiatives beyond like their current scope. They have to develop an organizational time management skills because like really when it comes down to it, management is about managing resources. And the biggest resources we have in any agency is time, right? Not only our own, but other people's. And they have to learn how to coordinate with others and delegate effectively. Okay, because now they've kind of like learned how to collaborate. The next step is to upgrade that collaboration skill into a delegation skill. The one thing I'm going to say about contributing team members is that the biggest challenge with them is that if you have too many of these and not enough managers, you're really going to get lost in this execution rather than strategy. So, contributing team members are great at achieving the goals for the next month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months. The top echelon of contributing team members, level two, is they will even go as far as maybe even being on the lookout for months 4 to 6. But that is number one, very uncommon. Number two, it's not really sustainable like on a like multi-year basis. This is really where level three starts rearing its head because level three is primarily concerned, not only on just this quarter, but they're really planning out how to like hit those goals in the next quarter and the quarter after that. Like, so they're more focused on the mid range. Contributing team members are really focused on like the quarter that we're in and maybe the next 3 months. So they're focused on the short range. And kind of punchline here, level 4 and 5 is primarily focused on the long range. Okay. So level 1, 2, focused on short range. Level 3, primarily focused on mid range. 4 and 5, long range targets. Okay. Level 3, right? Because again, if we can have level 2 and level 3, we can get pretty far just on this. So what are the benefits of having a competent manager? Successfully organizes and leads team to achieve goals, manages resources and processes effectively, ensures operational efficiency and productivity, and their challenges are focuses primarily on execution rather than vision. So again, they're kind of in this like mid-range, right? May struggle with inspiring and motivating team because they're very good at organizing things, but not inspiring people. And they lack long-term strategic outlook. Again, they're not focused on the long range, right? Um, in order to get to the next level, they have to develop leadership and motivational skills, which are essential for leadership. Focus going for shifting focus from just managing tasks into actually like driving broader impact beyond like the tasks that their teams are responsible for, and learning to inspire and influence beyond direct reports, meaning like the leadership and motivation they show is infectious and it doesn't just affect the people that are within their department or within their org chart, their section of the org chart. It actually extends beyond just their team, right? Because they're teaching people how to work so effectively, and they're basically cultivating level zeros and ones into becoming level like ones and twos, right? Eventually. So competent management is able to get people to like a level 2 over time, right? Not instantaneously, because that's not how it works. But these people can create level 2s out of level 1s, and even taking people from 0 to 1, then 1 to 2. Okay. And this is why you can win and get to like 4 to 600K monthly recurring revenue just with level 2s and just with level 3s. If everybody is working in a way that complements each other with like high amounts of collaboration, they're not just worried about their own targets, they're also worried about the people next to them targets. And then the competent management comes around and like really focuses the team, organizes the resources well, and ensures this operational efficiency. It works. Okay. Now you might say it's like, well, how long can this last, like without this motivation, et cetera, et cetera? This is really where like ownership comes in a small agency framework, like sub 5 to 600K. Generally, the person with the leadership is going to be either the owner and or the owner plus one other person that is helping motivate and lead people, right? And that's where the motivation is going to come from, right? So like if your managers are all level 3, they need help on motivating the team into the greater vision, right? So like we need to like paint that bigger picture for people so they can anchor to that and be highly motivated to hunt for that alongside of everybody else. So just be aware that if they're all level 3, you as the owner will probably need to inject that motivational element to all of the departments that your other managers lead, which takes us into level 4. We need at least one effective leader once we crack like 250 to 300K, right? Because this person is going to be adding this motivation. So, what are the benefits of this level 4 leader? They provide a compelling vision and drive organizational success, right? They motivate and inspire people to achieve excellence, right? Not just like doing well, not just achieving the vision, but actually achieving excellence. Like we want to do the best work for our clients. We want to do the best work for ourselves because we take pride in it, right? And they create meaningful change that fosters high performance. So they're not only leading through words, but they're leading by example. Like they're the ones that are the hardest working. They're the ones that actually are like generating a lot of the actual results from like a strategic perspective for the business. And people can see it because they just see the impact that they have, and they see the fact that things are getting done effectively, right? The challenges here are sometimes these people can focus on personal recognition rather than long-term company success, and they risk becoming irreplaceable, hindering future leadership succession, right? And they struggle with humility and or giving credit to the team. I think it's really important, this middle point here, risks becoming irreplaceable, right? When it's when somebody is a level 4 leader that is not part of the ownership structure of an agency, the challenge is that they generally will become irreplaceable because it feels good. Because remember, the prerequisite for being level 4 is that you're already doing level 1, you're doing level 2, you're doing level 3, and now you're doing level 4. Well, this is a lot of stuff because this is a person that is hitting their targets. They're growing level 1 people into level 2 people. They're highly organized with all their resources, including people, time, like money, etc. This person is really irreplaceable until they can reach level 5. Because what the highly effective leader is that like they are good at what they do, but they can't recreate themselves. Right. And that's the danger. That's why they're irreplaceable. Only they can do all of these things. Right. And this is a leadership bottleneck that can occur in the business. And this is why when you hit like 4 to 500K per month, if you have one of these, it's great, but you like to go beyond here, you're going to need more than one of these. Okay. Because again, the risk is that of becoming irreplaceable. And ultimately, we want to teach people how to go from level 4 to level 5. And you'll see why, because level 5 people can create level 4 people, which then basically creates like an infinite pipeline of leadership, obviously not in one point in time, but that person can grow over time more and more level 4s, meaning that we're going to have more and more leaders that come out of this individual over time, meaning that we can expand. And this is ultimately how agencies get to $10 million plus. They generally have a level 5 individual. So what does it take to get there? Well, we need to develop personal humility and put the company success above personal gain. And this is a very tough emotional thing. Like people actually have to be concerned at level 4 about putting the company success above personal gain, which paradoxically generates more personal gain. And so they need to understand that. They need to build a culture of accountability and leadership succession. So, two things, not one thing. Number one, culture of accountability within their departments that they oversee and are responsible for. Two, leadership succession, meaning every single manager and or director, whatever the title is within their purview, there's a second in command of that function. If there's a manager, there's somebody that is already being trained on to be the next manager. If there's a director, there's somebody that's being trained to become the next director. So they have this pipeline of succession. That's what level 5 is all about. So like this is how you grow into level 5. They take responsibility for failures and give credit for success. So basically, give credit to everybody, absorb all failure, right? Which then takes us to level 5. Like, what does this actually mean? Because like basically, we're now filling the gaps. This is the fully self-actualized leader. So they have personal humility. They attribute success to the team and external factors. They do not seek attention or personal gain because they know that if the team wins, they win by default. Professional will, unwavering determination to achieve long-term greatness. So they're going to make hard decisions here and now for the long-term benefit of everybody. Okay. They make difficult decisions for the organization's success. So, like, as the age-old adage goes, hard life now, easy life later. They live by this mantra. Focus on building a great company. So they ensure success beyond their tenure. So like they pretend in their own head, like, what if I were to disappear tomorrow? How is the company going to keep winning without me? Right? They're basically making themselves replaceable by growing other talent. The funny thing is that when people do this, they become irreplaceable because only they can create new leaders. They develop and empower future leaders. So this is really what it all comes down to. And they take full responsibility, accepts blame for failures, credits others for success, right? Creating this top performing culture. Now, the hard thing about level 5, is a few things, but like here's the benefits. And I think that they're sort of self-explanatory. Achieve sustained long-term greatness for the company. Why? Because they can generate other level 4 people. They can clone themselves. They create leadership legacy that lasts beyond their tenure. Why? Because there's other leaders that can now do things that they were able to do. And those leaders create more level 2s and level 3s and so on and so forth, right? They balance this humility with unwavering determination for success. And people see this. They see that the individual is committed to success and they want to follow suit because they're like, wow, like this guy is just like doing so much. Like let's kind of mimic that. Like it's something, it gives people something to aspire to. The biggest challenges, though, with a level 5 is that it requires a deep level of self-awareness and personal growth to actually get there. Like these people are obsessed with education and learning, right? They have huge levels of self-awareness. So like they know, like, hey, it's like, hey, like I'm a bit abrupt, I'm a bit this. Like they know their own personal downsides. Like they know them very deeply. And like they don't really make apologies for them. They work on them progressively over time, but they know that they're not perfect, right? They have to resist the temptation of personal ego and external recognition. Okay. Because here's the problem: when you are operating at level 5, you have a huge effect on the business and the clients and everything else. And to an outside bystander, it looks like a lot of the success of the organization happens because you're here as a level 5 individual. And the problem is that they're right. Like somebody who's at level 5 can fundamentally change the course of an entire business, especially a small business, like a business under $10 million. Um, if you are fortunate enough to hire a level 5 leader, these are the type of people that can take you from, 150K MRR all the way to like $1 million in MRR. Okay, like a million in recurring revenue per month. They literally can do that, and it'll take them like a few years to get you there, but they will basically like strap the entire company on their back and like get it done by getting people from level 1 to level 2, getting level 2 to level 3 and level 3 to level 4, generally by creating level 4s. And they'll basically pinpoint people that are level 1 and 2 with high potential, get them to level 3, then get them to level 4, and thereby completing the cycle of creating more leaders, right? It's going to take time, but they'll get there. And so they have to resist the temptation of taking too much credit because, to be honest, they're kind of entitled to it. But in doing so, it's going to demoralize the rest of the team. So that's where they really have to resist the temptation, because that morale boost from not taking full credit is what is going to keep the team going. And that matters a lot more than you may think. But it demands difficult long-term decision making with patience. So again, they may make some calls that are unpopular today that are going to pay off 6 months into the future, 12 months into the future, 18 months into the future. It may be even something that damages the current quarter or makes the current quarter flat or something like that. And so they're going to have to make decisions that are unpopular, but they have the conviction of knowing that it's going to work out in the end. Okay. And they have proof, like meaning like they've done this before or like they've already seen it. It's very difficult to do this when you don't know the outcome of what you're doing. These people know the outcome of what's coming next. They have high levels of experience and intuition, and they use them to maximum effect. How to sustain this level? Because like, look, this is really hard, because remember, to be level 5, you're already at level 1, meaning you're hitting your targets, you're collaborating with people around you, so you're level 2, you're also a competent manager, and you're an effective leader, and you're doing the level 5, so you're doing all of it at once, right? So how do you sustain this? Well, you have to continue to develop future leaders and empower teams, right? Really, it's all about creating more and more level 4 individuals, and empowering teams, really meaning getting people from level 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. Maintain humility and focus on the bigger mission. Because again, if they absorb too much credit, it's going to demoralize the team. They need to make decisions based on what's best for the company and not personal gain. Again, very senior leaders know that if you put the company first, you win anyways, because like that's how you're judged as a senior leader regardless. Does this change how you see leadership? Because like, look, leadership can be had at all levels. You can go from level 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, etc. Right? What matters is that like, do we have the right composition to win at our agency? Okay. And the thing that I'm gonna keep coming back to is you can win and get to like 4 to 600K top line revenue on a monthly basis with just having level 2s and 3s and having some shades of level 4 to help motivate the team, right? If we want to grow beyond that, we need to have at least one level 5 leader in the organization, or have multiple level 4 leaders. Okay. The biggest risk of level 4 is that these people are those irreplaceable people. These are the type of people that if they help you grow the business and they're level 4 and not truly level 5, when they leave, there's a good chance that the gains that you made, you're going to backslide on. Okay. Now, if these people leave, the bigger danger could also be that other people that these people have mentored that are especially at level 3 also leave because they no longer have this leader to look up to. Level 5 generally, it's a bit of a more comprehensive and more robust system. Like the leadership lives beyond them. So this is why you really need this to scale beyond 500-600K per month. So in summary, really what we want to do is get our level 0 people to level 1 to level 2, and then if they have management interest, get them to level 3, so on and so forth. Again, we can win with all level 2s and all level 3s and have a really, really solid business. Take this back, reflect on it, really follow this level 5 leadership hierarchy. And if you want to know more about how to actually deploy this and what great management looks like at an agency, click the link below in the description and it'll have a free training that you can watch on how to actually deploy proper management in your agency. Catch you next time.